Good. It is a beautiful morning here in Atlanta. Where are you?
In Atlanta, I'm south of you. I'm in the Palmetto area, Noonan.
Ah, okay. We definitely have to do a meet. I didn't know that. Did I know that you were
Yeah.
in South Georgia? I don't know
Yep.
why I feel like I didn't know that. Okay. It is
it
beautiful here this morning.
is. It is. I got
I
my workout in
listen.
already as
I don't
well.
know if y'all could see. You did? Okay. I'm getting my steps in now, but I want you guys to look and see Bloom's before and after photos. Like, do you see these pictures? You did such an amazing job, and I can't wait to jump in and hear all the things about how you started your journey and where you are. Right? Like, okay. So, I always want to know, are you a type 2 diabetic or not?
I am. I got diagnosed December of
You are.
2023, and that's what kind of started my journey. It's funny because as a teenager, when I had my cycle, it was nobody could figure out what was wrong with me because I really, I don't know if this is too much, but bled for like 3 out of the 4 weeks a month. So it was horrible. Tested me, tested hormones, everything. No one could ever figure out what it was. It wasn't until I was 23 when I had my son that they discovered I had PCOS. Been a big girl
Got
my
it.
whole life. I mean, sixth grade, I was 200 pounds, right? Always been a big
Right.
girl. Sixth grade, one of the biggest people in my classes, bigger than the guys and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, big boned, come from a big bone structured family and everything. So it was what it was.
Right.
So for me, I've tried so many different, weight programs, keto and
Mm-hmm.
Activia and Oprah's ones, like just everything. And you lose a couple pounds, 10, 15, maybe even 20, but then you gain it back.
Right.
Um, but in 2022, I got really sick. I was hospitalized for about a week in ICU. I almost lost my life. And then I ended up having a
Mm.
hysterectomy in November of 2022 and then gained another 60 pounds through 2023. And that's when I became diabetic. And my
Mm.
primaries were always like, oh, you need to have the surgery. That's the best, thing you need to do. And I just, nothing against the surgery, but it wasn't for me.
Right.
Um, but then my husband's also diabetic. He's been diabetic for about 20 years. So,
Okay.
we would eat decent, but not really because we liked our fast food and everything, busy life, raising kids. Um, so we just weren't always making the best decisions, but then I don't know,
Okay.
after everything I went through with my health journey and then finding out I was diabetic, I was just like, I can't do this no more. I've lost both my
Right.
parents. My husband's lost both his parents, so we're like, we
Mm.
need to be here for our kids, and grandkids and everything. So it was like it's time for us to get healthy. So that's what our focus has been on since December of 2023, December 19th, 2023. That was my first.
Really?
Yep, my first shot date was December 19th. So from
Wow.
December 19th, 2023 to December 19th, 2024, I lost 146 pounds.
What?
Um,
Wait. We got to pause right there. We got to pause right there. What? In 1 year?
yes, ma'am.
What? Okay. So let's back up. I got to back up. So you started, did your husband start with you at the same time, or did you get him on after?
Got him on after. He really started, like, he would eat what I was eating because obviously being together, but he didn't focus. Like, he wasn't as committed until I would say like September of this year is when he really
Okay.
started to get more focus. But because we were eating the same things, his numbers
Hmm.
improved too. Like, our numbers for our A1C are amazing. His A1C was a 9.7 and is now a 5.6.
Okay,
Mine,
husband.
yeah. And mine went from a 7.3 to my last one was a 4.9. Um,
What? I love that. Those are really good numbers.
They
Those are really
are.
good numbers. And I was telling someone the other day because they were saying like their family said that they started getting too small. And I was
Mhm.
like, show them the numbers. Because
Yeah.
sometimes they're just looking at you and they like, oh, you know, you look sick. But show them the paperwork in black and white. I was sick. I was really sick before. And
Yep.
this is where I am now. Sometimes I think seeing it in black and white helps people like, but girl, okay. So I want to know:
And
Were you working out during that time, or was
yeah.
it just the eating?
No, it was both. So when I commit to something, and this is the thing that I would tell anybody, it's, you have to be ready for it. Like people can want it for you. And it's with, honestly, food is an addiction. It's just like drinking. It's just like
Absolutely.
drugs. It's
Hold
just,
on.
just like all of that stuff. Food is an addiction. And some people don't understand that. But I think the people that, like us that are, go to it for their comfort or,
Mm-hmm.
like I didn't even realize what food noise was until this journey
Right.
started. Like I had
That
never
part.
heard of it before.
Right.
And honestly, even in the beginning, I was like, I don't think these meds are working. I don't think these meds are working. I was losing weight, but I had drastically changed the way I ate and started working out. I
Okay.
follow, I think you're a member, I'm not sure, with Dustin Holston, Advanced Nutrition Solutions, and Courtney
Yes.
Arthur.
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
I've been following him on TikTok since probably December or January,
Okay.
and just started really, listening to what he had to say before becoming a client of his, just because I had burned before. I had hired another
Right.
coach and just, they didn't do anything for me. They took my money, but they didn't do anything for me.
Right.
So it wasn't until,
Like
so I was
most
a
of
little
us.
hesitant at first. But the more I listened to him and everything, it was just like, wow, he knows his stuff, and just started
Mm-hmm. They do.
implementing his stuff, and then was like, okay, I feel good with this, with Dustin and Courtney. So then I became a client. And
Okay.
just, they're amazing. The support that they give, the knowledge that they have, like it has helped me tremendously. Um,
Really.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, the workout plans. I mean, so my start weight was 373 pounds, point nine. So I was pretty much
Mm.
374 pounds. And yesterday's weigh in, I was 215.5.
What, girl? And this is the picture on the right,
Yes.
right? Okay, so this picture on the right was taken yesterday, and you are 215 now. How tall are you?
5'11.
Okay. The reason why I ask is because I have a friend who does not want to get to Wonderland. Like she's just like, I don't want to be a one nothing. I'm okay in the low 200 range,
Right.
right? And I think, goal weight, goal size, goal look is different for everybody.
Absolutely.
It's different for everybody. Now, I say that to ask, are you in maintenance
No, I'm not
right
happy
now?
yet. So
Okay.
I thought in my head, and this is funny because in my head, the best health shape I was ever in, I used to play basketball and I played in high school and college.
Okay.
And the best I could remember being is around 220 in college. I was working out on the regular and I was still, a big girl, but that's when I felt the
Mhm.
best. So when I started this journey, I said, I just want to get back to, 220, a size 16 or so, and I'll be happy.
Okay.
And another coach, my husband and I travel for work during the week. So I was
Okay.
using Planet Lean Nation, their prep meals to travel with.
Okay.
And the owner was also like a coach. So when I would go in on Saturdays to pick up my meals for the week, we would talk, and he had asked me that question. He's like, well, what's your goal? Where do you want to be? And I had told him, and he looked at me, he goes, can I ask you something? I'm like, yeah. He's like, how old are you? And at that time I was 47. So I'm like, 47. He goes, and you want to get back to the size when you were 20. He's like, think about that for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
that's not real. He's like, it's realistic, you can do it, but he's like, you're that was a different part of your life, that was a different time of your life. So it just kind of made me wonder. It was like, maybe he has a point. Maybe my goal is like too far away, or not too far away, but like, I don't know. So just that conversation just like started making me think about where I really wanted to be. But I was like, no, I'm going to stick with this 220 number.
Okay.
Um, and that's what I did. And then I hit it. Well, when I weighed in February, right at my 14th mark, 14-month mark, I weighed in at 219, and I was like, oh my God, I hit it. I hit my 220 mark. But then I looked at myself and I'm like, I'm not happy yet. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm happy. I'm not where I was a year ago,
Right.
but I'm not happy with the way I look yet. And, it's
Okay.
funny, you made the comment that, family members or friends said something about, getting too small. I have had a couple
Right.
people say that to me because they're so used to me being that size that,
Mm-hmm.
size 22, 24, 26. And now I'm not
Right.
that size. They're like, don't you think you're getting too small? Don't you think you should slow down? And I'm like, no, because I'm not happy yet. I have to be happy with me, and I
Right.
think that's the biggest thing. I was on last night with Jesse. So these lives are new to me, and
Okay.
I invited me to her live last night. So I hopped on for a few minutes, and I just, I've always been a big girl, and I've always said that I'm fat. My kids and my husband hate this, but I've always called myself fat. But to me, it was the truth, right? That doesn't take away from
Right.
who I was. I'm a very pretty
Right.
person. I have a great heart. I would help anybody in this world. Like, I have one of the biggest hearts out there. There isn't anything I want to do for anybody.
Right.
But I was who I was. I was a big girl. I was fat, and that didn't change me being me, if that makes sense, And if people didn't like
It
me,
does.
then that was on them. That wasn't on me. Like, I knew what I brought to the table.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely. I think that people don't like that word.
mm,
Even if they are, they prefer to say, I'm in a larger body or I was in a larger body. I feel the same way about the word slow responder, right?
mhm,
People don't like that word slow responder because they're just, it's just so much around it. Like, are you a slow responder or is it just working on other things? Two things could be true.
right,
And two things could be true. I could still be a slow responder and it could still be working on on the other things. I didn't create the word,
right,
right? Like I didn't create the word, but I tend to refer to myself that way because of where I am in my journey. But I do understand what you mean when people don't like the word fat. They prefer to say, in this community, I've learned that people prefer to say that I'm in a larger body.
right.
But so I want to know, is there a size? Is there a look? What is where are you looking to be? Where do you think that happy place is going to be for you?
I'm not sure. My next, I set a new goal to be 195. I never thought I'd say I want to be in Wonderland, but when I
Right.
hit the 219 mark and I'm not happy with myself yet, I'm like, I don't know. So my next goal is 195, and then I'll see what
Okay.
I look like. Um,
Right.
Obviously losing that much weight, you're going to have some loose skin, but like,
Mm-hmm.
again, Dustin, with the exercises he tells us to do, his 10-minute workout and everything, like, that obviously helps. And that's the one thing that I
Right.
really enjoyed, because like, I've started to post more, and you'll see some videos like of me flexing my arms and stuff. Like, I'm starting to get toned
Okay.
in my arms, and I'm just working on, I'm still the fat loss, but also toning up and looking for that look. I still have a belly, so I have an idea of what
Right.
I want my belly to look like. I don't know if I'll ever get there or not, because obviously mom C-section, you have the
Right.
double pooch or
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Right. Right. That whole thing. Now, have you even thought about surgery, skin removal, boob job, any of that?
uh did you say boob job or pooch job?
Uh-huh. Uh-uh. Boob, boob job. Like, people are considering all the things that they weren't considering before.
Yeah, it's funny because obviously my boobs have lost a lot. I used to be pretty much almost triple D, 46 triple D, and now it's like they just keep going like this. And of course, my husband's like, "Fine, they're great, they're great."
Right.
But I'm working on seeing what I can build and then go from there. I started doing bench presses. So, and this is the other thing. I don't go to the
Okay.
gym. I work out from home. The only time I go to the
Okay.
gym is when I travel 2 days a week, I'm at a hotel, I'll use their gym, but I'm using
Okay.
dumbbells because that's what I'm used to doing. I don't use the other
At
equipment.
home.
Well, even when
Okay.
I go to the gym, I only use the dumbbells.
Okay.
And then the bike, like I love the bike. So when I first started
Okay.
this journey, I rode 5 minutes and then went to 10 minutes and then went to 15 minutes and I worked my way up. So now I ride for 45 minutes a day, getting
Really?
anywhere between 18 to 20 miles, on the bike.
Wow.
So
And that's 5 days a week or seven? Like,
6 to 7 days a week.
wow. And you're doing the how often are you weight training?
6 to 7 days a week.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm motivated, but I just,
Right.
yeah, and it goes back to you have to do this when you're ready. And
Absolutely.
when me being diagnosed with diabetes, I was just like, I saw what my dad went through. I saw what my grandmother went through.
Right.
Even my husband. So I that switch went on in my head and it was like, get to it, and that's just been my focus. My son, who is in the Air Force, is very big on working out and has been for the last
Okay.
probably 5 years. And he's even telling me I'm becoming a little too obsessed with working out. So I'm like, okay, maybe I need to, take a pause. So that's why I've started to take Sundays off. Like I started in the journey taking Sundays off, but then I was just like, no, I need to see results. I need to see results. And
Right.
I think we are our worst critic because I could not see the results until I hit the 100-pound mark. Like, I just,
Really?
in my mind, like I knew I was losing weight because obviously I saw it on the scale, but I didn't see it in my
Hmm.
mind. I didn't see it in the
Right.
mirror.
Right.
But when I hit the 100-pound mark in July, that's when I was like, okay, yeah, I'm doing something. Um,
Right. And that's why the pictures are so important.
mhm,
Right, because we don't always see it, especially people around us. They see us every day, they may not see it. So I know I always tell people, take the pictures, even if you don't post them, because everything isn't for the internet. Even if you
right.
don't post them, take the pictures, do the measurements, because I know sometimes people think that they're stalled and they're not because of the measurements. But I feel like in this journey, sometimes we transfer addiction transfer. Do
Hmm.
you feel like you transferred your food addiction for working out? Like,
I
is it?
do. Yep, I
Yeah,
absolutely do.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
when, go ahead.
No, mine is TikTok Shop. It was 2024 was that was my transfer was TikTok Shop. But let's hear about yours.
I know I think it was like, okay, enough with the snacking, because that's what I would do when I get home from work. And that was part of the problem too, is that I don't know. I guess I also think I would eat and snack when I was bored, or if I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
doing something, if I was just watching TV, I felt like, okay, I need to be eating something.
Right.
So now it's, yeah, TikTok. I'm on TikTok scrolling, looking at lives, shopping
Mm-hmm.
on TikTok. I probably did a lot of that in
Right.
2024 too, trying new things and supplements. But honestly, first form supplements, I'm a big first form person now.
Yes.
Their supplements are absolutely amazing. I order them, again through Dustin and Advanced Nutrition
Mm-hmm.
Solutions. I take Opti Greens for gut health, L-carotene for fat loss, creatine to help build my muscle. a fiber to stay regular,
Okay.
microfactor vitamins, Harmony for my hormones. They have a great
Hmm.
protein shake, level 1 for a meal replacement, which is only like
Okay.
150 calories, but you get 25 grams of protein. And the
Really?
flavors are amazing. Salted peanut butter, phenomenal.
Okay. So are you using that as a meal replacement? Like what does a day in the life of meals look like for Bloom? What does that look
It's
like?
it depends on if I'm traveling or not. For traveling days, yes, in the morning I normally do that, but I'll normally do it. I love yogurt now, so I'll do the Greek
Okay.
yogurt, the okies, yokis, however you say it. But I've learned to
Oh,
cook.
okay.
The
I know what you're talking
oki is
about.
it okies, the
The
black
oikos?
one? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the oikos. Okay.
I've learned to cook with it too. My husband and I have gotten creative with cooking, like even cottage cheese. I've never been a cottage cheese person, but now I'll make
Me
cottage
either.
cheese bread. I made a chicken casserole. What was it, 2 Sundays ago with cottage cheese and some Fairlife.
Really?
Oh my God, it was so good, so moist. So
Okay.
trying to meal prep a little bit more too to make it easier, but not the best at that. But I eat a lot of chicken, salmon. So mornings, if
Mm-hmm.
I'm home, my husband's amazing. Shout out to my husband; he's a phenomenal cook. So he
Okay.
spoils
Shout out,
me
husband.
and makes me a chicken mushroom egg omelet.
Mm.
So I start off with a lot of protein in the morning. For
Okay.
lunch, I normally do a protein shake and a first form protein stick, and then piece of the stick cheese. Because with those, there are 7 to 8 grams of protein and normally about 60 calories.
Okay.
So that will be my lunch, and then my meal at night. I shoot for about 40 grams of proteins as well. The biggest thing I think with weight loss journey is you have to hit 5 things, right? You have to hit, okay, let's see if I can remember them all. Your protein, right? You have to hit over
Mm-hmm.
100 grams of protein. You have to hit over 100 ounces of water.
Okay.
Your vitamins and minerals.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to make sure you're eating your carbs too. And that's the one thing I
Right.
think with GLP-1 people is like, we feel like we're not supposed to eat carbs because that's where we got the weight from. But you have to find that right
Mm-hmm.
balance, and
Absolutely.
everybody's balance is different. And I'm not, a medical doctor or anything like that. And honestly, that's why I hired Dustin to help me with that stuff.
Right.
Not that he's a doctor, but he's a nutritionist.
Right.
But finding like where your what is it called, like your numbers are, what you're not, where you're supposed to lose the weight, and everybody's different.
Right.
So
Where I feel like that sweet spot for your carbs, right?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
you need them. I know for me, I try to eat them at lunch so that
Uh-huh.
I'm not eating them like at night before I go to bed. I'll try to get them in, in the morning or at lunch for me. And I'm listen, 70 pounds down, right? But
Woo-hoo!
I still love, right? Thank you. I still love mashed potatoes.
Oh
I
yeah.
still love Spanish rice. Like,
Yep.
give me some rice and beans, and I'm a happy girl. But it's just the amount that I'm not eating, the volume that I was, right?
Right.
But are you on your journey? Have you been on TERS or SEMA?
Manjaro.
You've been on my journey. Okay. Where did you start, and where are you now? Because I know some people didn't start at 2.5 like I did. Some people started at 7.5 or 10,
No,
just
I
based
started
off
at
of their doctor.
2.5. He started me at
You did.
2.5, and I'm at 10 right
Okay.
now. I've been at 10
You are.
since August.
Now, have you gone up past 10, or 10 is
Mhm.
the furthest you've gone?
10 is the
What?
furthest I've gone.
Good morning. Wait, wait, pause. So, wait, I'm just trying to understand. You lost 140 and you haven't gone past 10? Wow.
But
Okay.
I think, again, I think it's because of the combination of the meds killing the food noise and then my extra work. I made sure I was a hyper responder, and that's what I did with Dustin's help. Advanced Nutrition Solutions helped make me a hyper responder. And I think that is something they specialize in.
Excuse me.
Um,
Right.
so you can and this is the big thing, you can let the medicine work and it will work, to a certain extent. But if you're looking to lose that, big amount of weight, you have to make yourself a hyper responder. So you have to get the protein in, drink the water, do the resistance training, get the vitamins and nutrients in your body. So I think that's another reason why I'm still at 10 is because I'm not just letting the medicine work, I'm putting in the work
Right.
too. And that's why I'm getting the
Absolutely.
results that I'm getting.
Absolutely. I think that putting in the work is so important. I'm actually on 10 now too. I'm doing a reset because I went up to 15, but I was
Hmm.
like, I want to go back down to 10 and continue to do the things that I'm doing.
Right.
Right. Um, but I didn't know that so you're working out 6 to 7 days a week. Did
Hmm.
you start off like when you first started your injections, were you working out that much
It
or
was
did you work your way up to that?
probably 5 to 6 days, but I wasn't working out as much. Like, I guess once I started with Dustin and like he gave me my workout plan, that's helped me like push myself further. It was like the bike and just doing some like dumbbell curls and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I, really started with him probably my first, so I follow Do First Form, and I have their app on my phone, and they do challenges. So
Okay.
my first challenge started March 2nd, and that's when I really started taking the first forms, March 2nd of last year. First
Okay.
form supplements and really, if you will, balls to the wall working out with my 6 to 7 days a week. Before it was probably
Oh,
closer to 5 to 6 days, but it wasn't I didn't know what I was doing. I was just
right.
doing things that I thought I should be doing. Um,
Okay.
Even another thing that, and I keep bringing up Dustin because he's been such a huge impact on my journey,
Absolutely. We love Dustin. Yeah,
and
we love Dustin.
honestly, anybody out there that really is looking to become a hyper responder should really look up Dustin Holston, Diet Coach for You, here on TikTok, because he goes live every night, and honestly, every time I watch his lives, I learn something new. Like,
Right.
it's just he's great information. But his website is coaching.answv.com. And he just, I don't know. I'm a true believer of him and Courtney, and the
Yeah.
information they have and they can just set you up for success.
Right.
So once I got my workout plans and stuff, it just, I was all in.
Now,
So
have you experienced um any side effects? Like, and how did you
not
overcome them?
really.
Really? You weren't
Yeah.
a side effect girl?
Mm-mm. I never
Okay.
really felt
What
nauseous
about
or anything. Like I
really?
take them in my stomach. I do the right side of my stomach all the time. I don't, yeah. I know people have said like do the arm and the leg, but I haven't had to. So I'm a creature of habit too. So
Right.
like when I first started, I was eating poached eggs on English muffin and a turkey Canadian bacon sandwich. And like that was my meal probably for my first 3 months every single morning. And then I
Okay.
was like, okay, I'm tired of this. What else can we do? And then we went to like scrambled eggs and those egg life wraps.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was telling you about them on one of the morning
Yep.
walks. They have a garden
Yep.
salsa one that's really good.
Okay.
So then I kind of went into that. So, lately it's been the chicken and mushroom omelets.
Wow. So
So
you
yeah.
didn't, and how were you with like suppression? Were you getting suppressed when like a few days into the injection or after? Did you deal with any suppression or you just like good with satiety?
Yeah, nope, good to go. I've literally had no issues, no side effects. It hasn't, the only thing it's helped me do is lose weight. It's killed the food noise. I'll say, I guess that's my side effect. It killed the food noise. I wasn't waking up, planning, okay, what am I going to eat for breakfast? What am I going to have for lunch? What am I going to have for dinner? What am I going to have snack on tonight? Do I need to make brownies before I go to work? Do I need to make cookies? Do I need to make a cake or monkey bread or, whatever?
Right. Oh, monkey bread. I haven't had that in forever. Um, so I want to know on this journey, right? Like, I feel like we always say that the mental part is one of the hardest because we've been so into toxic diet culture for decades, right? Because I'm like you, been overweight since the third grade. How have you developed mentally on this journey from where you started?
That's probably the biggest struggle for me still. You don't see your changes, other people see them. So it
Right,
makes it hard, to like, is this really me? Did I really lose, 100 pounds? Did I really go from a size 26 to a size 12? Like that's a struggle for me that I'm working on every day. And even like last night, I was telling Jesse that, I had posted or recorded a video on Thursday when I was at the hotel gym doing some curls and dumbbell exercises. And silly me did it on the third rep instead of the first rep. So like my facial expressions were killing me. So I didn't post it. And I was telling her about it and she's like, yeah, but that's the great part. That's, you doing it. And that's what we want to see. So like, she's kind of
right,
convincing me to post it, but I was like, just my facial expressions, but it's the truth, right? That's the real. And that's what I think,
right.
we need to share with each other, the real of what we're going through. And
Absolutely.
you're an inspiration because you get on, every morning and you share your story and you help encourage people to share theirs. And that's
Oh,
something that
thank you.
I'm trying to do more because, I know I've accomplished a lot, but I haven't
Mhm.
feel like I don't feel like I have. Like I know I have physically, but it's like I think I want my results now, and what I have to keep telling myself every day is that, I didn't get to 373 pounds overnight. It took me years to get there. So it's going to take me years to get wherever I want to be, wherever that may be.
Right,
And I thought it was going to be at 220. And when I got there, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I look better, but I'm not happy yet, So trying to figure out that part for me is a journey that's going to continue. And then, going into maintenance and maintaining, that's going to be a whole new journey.
right.
Um,
And from what I hear, people say that maintenance is a whole nother journey within itself. But I think that it's important too for you to share your story because we, of course, we had the toxic diet culture and we're trying to get that out of our mind. But I think so, we're also trying to not have like a set number that we're looking at and think that that's going to be where we're happy at. And that was one of the reasons why I joined Fridays because they help you with the head and the heart part. I think that it's important to do that at the beginning or while you're still losing because then you'll get to the end and be like, wait, I thought if I got to this number, this was going to make me happy and it hasn't. So I think more people like you definitely need to share that because people have a false sense of reality. Like
right,
it's not very that. It's doing the head and the heart work and while you're losing the weight so that you get happy with the process, with the journey, and you're not waiting for that specific number to make you happy.
right.
So I encourage you, when you're ready, in your time, in your own way, please, the community definitely needs to hear your story. But I want to know what is one thing that you found out about yourself on this journey that you didn't know about Bloom before?
That I actually missed exercising. It's kind of crazy because again, in high school, I was an athlete. I was a bigger athlete, but I was an athlete. I played field hockey, I played basketball, I played softball. I was part of the football team, and then I went into college and played basketball. So and when I was doing that, I enjoyed playing basketball, but I hated the workout that we had to do before and after practice, And
Okay.
now it's like I get up in the morning and it's like, it's become a routine, I'm excited to go work out, and even my husband sometimes is like, are you really working out? It's Sunday. And I'm like, yeah, I want my results.
Right, right, which is important to me.
Yeah, yeah. And he's my husband is so supportive. Like he has loved me from my highest weight to this is the smallest
Mm,
I've been with him. And he's just like I always saw what you were going to become. And he's like, but you needed to be ready for that. And he's like, and I'm going to love you for who you are because I know who you truly are. And
right,
that just kind of goes back to the same thing as like, if people don't like me because I was a big person, they're the ones missing out. Cause again, I have a huge heart and
absolutely,
I would do anything for anybody. So, my journey when I'm ready to not stop it, but I guess go to the next chapter. Life is about
right.
chapters. We go through different things in life, right? It's a circle of life. We all
Hmm.
deal with birth and death and sickness and car accidents. It's just a matter of when.
Right,
So you have to find that true support system and things like what you're doing and building a support system for each other is honestly what the world needs, right? We need more positivity in the world, not the negative. There's too
uh,
much out there. We look at things too negative. It's like I've always been that person that says, you know what? Find the positive in the negative. We can't control what happens in the world, but we can control how we react to it. So choose to react
absolutely,
positively and go that path.
right.
Um,
I
but
want to know. I want to change gears because I want to know if you're a girly girl. Like, are you doing all the shopping? Are you putting on the heat? Are you doing all the things that you weren't able to do, or did you do them when you were in a larger body?
no, I'm the biggest tomboy there is. Always
That's
have been.
okay. That's
Look at
okay.
Jesse was teaching me how to take off makeup last night with Bellamy, I
What?
think it is. So
Yes, Jess
I'm
is
gonna look
with
into that a
Bellamy.
little bit. But
Okay.
I'm not a girly girl, but I'm trying to be more because I'm getting more comfortable with my size now, and I can. Last weekend I was shopping with my husband. I have an event at the end of April and need to dress up for, and I was trying on dresses and I can't believe I'm even going to say this, but I actually bought a dress that was a size 10 and
What?
it fit and I could put it on and I'm
Congratulations.
just like, how is this possible? And then I bought another dress that was a size large and I don't shop for those sizes. I'm still shopping for like, I was again size 26, 3X, 4X. So in my mind, I'm still shopping for like 2X's. Like I need to be at that 2X
Mm-hmm.
mark. But the fact
Mm-hmm.
is those 2X's are too big for me and I don't know if I'm not ready to accept it or it's that mind game. Like you said, you have to be ready in your mind for this too. And I think that's the part where I'm slowing down at that I'm trying to, figure out more. But, every day is a new challenge and you just keep going. So,
You do, but I feel like too, because I experienced that. Like when I was in a 2X, I got to a large, it was kind of like I'm still shopping and looking at the 2X because I'm in disbelief that I'm in a large.
yep,
But I could have a large shirt on and still go online and look at the 2X.
yep.
So I feel like sometimes your mind has to catch up with your body, right? Like it's not one yet because it's like this is the smallest that I've been as an adult.
Me
And
too.
so it's just like that the large fits because you're in a large shirt, but you still want to click on the 2X. And like I said, sometimes on Amazon, they'll be like, oh, well, this is the suggested size for you. And you'll be like, no, I'm not in that size anymore. Like, let me choose. And it took a while. Like, it took a while, boom, for me to stop wasting my money and buying the 2X, right?
Oh,
Because I
yeah.
was still doing it.
Yes.
Girl, I was still buying the 2X, even though I was in a large. And it'd be like, this thing is swimming on me. Like, why'd I even buy this? Like, I think because for me, when I was in a larger body, I felt the bigger the clothes, the less big I like. You wouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
able to see my rolls,
Yep.
right? So I was always buying something large that wasn't snug because I didn't want you to see all of that.
Yep.
But now I I I understand that when you buy the clothes that are your size, you don't look as large, right? Like it looks it looks like it's you're supposed to be on you, like it fits. And
Yeah.
so I don't do that anymore, but it took months. Like 2024 was one of those years for me that was just really eye opening to certain things because I was still buying larger shirts. But I want to know from you, what does balance look like for you? Like, do you
Whew.
feel like everything right now is in balance? What does that look like?
Um, Honestly, I do because I'm in a routine of what I want to do. You know, when you're a mom, you know, and a wife, and I'm a manager, you know, it's like you have to spread yourself out to so many things. And when I started this
Right,
journey, I was like, okay, this is about me. This is about me getting my health right and figuring out what I need to do to get to where I want to be. And
right,
putting yourself first. You know, my kids are older now. My youngest is 20 and goes to college. So it's this this has been about me and getting healthy, you know, and my husband
right,
tagging along and him getting healthy. And, you know, it's getting the exercise in, it's, you know, eating right, it's planning things out, it's, you know, doing things with people that are into the same things as you. And I think that's
right.
one of the reasons why I always try to go to Dustin's gatherings, just because my husband and I don't have a lot of family. So we try to spend our time obviously together, but then also surrounding ourselves with the right people as well that have
Right,
the same beliefs and are doing the same things we're doing. Because I think it helps, you
right,
know, having that community and support system. Because again, there's people in your life that have known you at the size you were at for so long. Again, sometimes and they don't mean harm by it, but it's just like
right.
they're used to you being that size that they're just like, well, don't you think you should stop? Don't you think you should slow down? And
Mm-hmm.
no, you know, like again, I was happy who I was because I guess I wasn't ready yet to put in the work, but now I'm ready to put in the work and continue doing it on a daily basis. So yeah, I mean, I get up, I work out, I get my protein in, I go to work, you know, or sometimes I work from home too, but do my work and then eat my dinner and then I get my social media time in, you know, and my time with my husband.
Right.
You know, we'll sit on the
You
couch.
have you have to. Oh no, go ahead.
We'll sit on the couch. He'll watch his crazy shows, and the stuff that I'm not into, and I'll be on my phone, you know, and then he'll put on
Mm-hmm.
one of our shows. So then I'll stop and put my phone down and watch it with him. And, you know, it's just finding that right balance. But I definitely have it right now in my life. And I think that's another reason why I've been, you know, so successful is because I have that right balance of taking care of me.
Absolutely, but you got to get that scroll time in. Like you got, even if it's 20 minutes, I need my fix.
Yep.
I need my fix. Now, you said that you're a tummy girl. I'm a left arm girly. Are you a morning or you at night when you do your injection?
Morning.
Morning? Okay.
Yeah. I do it
So
every
I'm
Friday
normally,
morning.
you do, okay, you're a Friday girl.
Yep.
I, um,
Maybe that's a sign
I
I
am
need to look at
normally,
Join Fridays, right? I
right,
hear you talking about them all
right.
the time. Maybe I need to join
Yeah,
that
join.
for the mental part.
Yeah, Join Fridays is amazing for that, for the support groups. But I am normally a nighttime, like, because I felt like whatever side effects I'm going to have, let me have them at night so I can wake up refreshed. But yesterday, I chose violence. I chose violence because I did it cold and crispy right out the refrigerator. And when I tell you, I thought I saw my maker when I did that injection. Was so painful. I can't even tell you. I was like, maybe I need to change things up. Maybe I need to do it in the morning, cold and crispy, instead of in the evening and letting it sit out. But
Right.
I don't know yet. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do that to myself again. But I
So
want to know. Go ahead.
The only thing I would say with that is something that I've ended up doing a couple times because I take it right out of the fridge and I normally inject it. Is that a couple times you don't, well, at least with me, like I'll inject it, but then it's like it won't click. So I'll pull it out and then
Oh,
medicine goes all over the place. So I feel like if it's too cold, then you might not get all the medicine in you. So like I kind of shake it up and kind of go like this. Then
really?
inject it to make sure it's gonna all flow out, if that makes sense. Because it's happened to me a couple
Okay.
times, and then I messaged my doctor, and I'm like, I didn't get the full injection. Should I take another one? What should I do?
Well, right. I didn't know that. I've never experienced that. I just experienced the pain of putting it in cold, and it just, because that auto injector is violent. Um, like it just is no pause with it. But if somebody was coming into the community today was their first day, they just picked up their prescription, what are 3 things that you would tell them to do before starting this journey?
Start it because you're going to get
Right.
amazing results. Be patient with yourself. Again, you didn't gain the weight overnight, so you're not going to lose it overnight. And I think that's
Right.
something we have to tell ourselves throughout the entire journey, just because, with me, it's like, I know I'm doing the work, but I'm not seeing the results I want to see as fast as I want to see it. It's like,
Right.
you're doing the work, so you want to see the results now. And it doesn't happen that way. Like,
Absolutely.
you have to give yourself time and you will get there. So even with you not seeing the results, like, look at the non-scale victories. Is your clothes
Mm-hmm.
fitting a little different? You had a great idea. I think you said it, I don't know, I think it was one day this week with the beads. Like, I think that's going to be awesome
Yes.
around your waist and
Yes.
stuff.
The waist beads challenge. Yes. We start in the 1st of April so that we're not relying on the thing on the floor so much.
Right.
Starting 90 days with waist beads. I'm going to put the beads on, take a picture, wait 90 days, and see where they fall on my stomach. Plus, I think that they're super sexy,
Yeah.
right? Like, I just, I just the thought of it. So yeah, we're doing that starting the first week of April. But I think that's really good advice too. Like, and give yourself grace. And like Kim said in the comments, don't rely on the medication to do all the work,
No.
right? Like,
Make
you got
yourself
to
a
put your
hyper
part in.
responsive. Yeah, make yourself a hyper
Right.
responsive. I think a lot of people, I don't know the statistics and everything, but like a lot of people wait on the medicine and it's like you'll get results. I think it's like, the O's get like 15% weight loss and the T's get like 20% of your body weight loss. If you rely on
Mm-hmm.
that, you can get that much, but you might not. But if you make yourself a hyper responsor, if you get the protein in, if you get the water in, if you get the resistance training in, if you get the vitamins and nutrients that you need, like we need stuff for gut health. We need, to get our hormones in check. Cause that's like one of the things that we don't realize and we don't know, especially if we're not getting like blood work done and stuff, where our hormones are
Mm-hmm.
at. But if you take
Right.
supplements like First Form, they will help regulate your hormones and help you get faster results as well. Again,
Right.
I got to shout out Dustin, Advanced Nutrition Solutions, just because he has all that knowledge and he helps
Right.
educate us on how to become a helper, a responder,
Right.
hyper responder thing. And I don't know. I wouldn't be where I am today, definitely without them. And putting in the work myself, it's
Right.
commit to yourself. I think we we always put everybody else before us, especially moms.
Mm-hmm.
That we have to realize that we can't take care of other people if we don't take care of ourselves, and that's something
Right.
over the last year that I really have been focusing on because unfortunately my kids didn't have their grandparents around and that hurts my
Mm-hmm.
heart. um
Right.
So I want to be around for, my future grandbabies and the grandbabies that I have now. I want to be around for as long as I can. I want to spoil them and give them the love that's needed, because there's, again, too much negativity in the world, that
That
we
part.
need more positive people, and we need to spread love, spread joy, spread health and happiness, and just focus on helping each other, not all the crazy school shootings and just the negativity in the world. Like, we need more positive
Right.
people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to thank you for taking time away from your husband and your family to come and share your journey with us. This has been great. I want to thank everyone for all the likes, the shares, the follows, the comments. This will be available on YouTube within the next 24 hours. But I want to remind everybody to let your light shine. Let your light shine without dimming it for anyone or anything, because, as Bloom said, the world needs your light, your love, your grace. Until next time, friends, thanks again, Bloom. I'll
Thank
see you
you.
later.
All right.
Bye.